Hi, I'm Pastor Harley Wheeler with the Broadway United Methodist Church. The devotion for today is out of the book of James in chapter 5, just the simple call in verse 13 that says, "Is anyone among you suffering? Let him pray. Is anyone cheerful? Let him sing praise." Now, of course, we could start the talk today by saying, well, there are two kinds of people, the people who are suffering and the people who are cheerful. I'm not quite sure it boils down to just that. Sometimes we get up in the morning and can't decide whether we're having a good day or a bad day. We can't decide whether we are so tired we wish we could stay in bed, or we fear the day's problems and say to ourselves, boy, I wish almost anything else could happen but this. Or perhaps we're looking at where maybe we're saying, well, but it's great to be alive. And, any day above ground is a good day. The call here might be better to look at and say, well, if you are suffering, pray. Suffering in silence can sometimes mean well that we're not trying to take our problems around to everybody and air them for all to see. There's such a thing as keeping a few things to yourself. That's only maturity. But there's also suffering in silence toward God. And if you could say that one of the worst signs for a sick person that's in a declining state is they've stopped communicating, that's a very bad sign. If you're in a desperate spiritual state or desperate circumstances, but your voice doesn't go up to God, also not a good sign. But also, are we cheerful? Will we honestly admit that we're cheerful? Will we, in our ongoing dialogue with God, I think you pray, if you're like me, you pray all day, seemingly, every day. But do I lift up rejoicing and praise? Because if He has given us the good things that have lifted up our hearts, it is only living in response to Him and in relationship to Him to give praise. So, whatever seems to be on the agenda for today, suffering, cheerfulness, well, we'll see what comes. But when the good things come, offer Him praise. When the difficulties come, remember to pray.